Ms. Rayfield, you are appearing by summons in Butler County District Court case number 2023 CR 393. The Butler County Attorney's Office has brought charges against you stemming from an incident occurring on May the 14th, 2023. It's alleged that on that date in Butler County, you did cause physical contact with another person, being a Clayton Craig, in a rude, angry, or insulting manner. And Clayton Craig was someone that you were involved in a dating or intimate relationship with, or was a family or household member. So it's designated as a domestic battery. It is a Class B person misdemeanor. Under Kansas law, it carries a maximum sentence of 6 months in the county jail and $1,000 fine. One of three things have to be assessed by a judge. If you're convicted, that's either 48 hours in jail as a mandatory minimum, $100 fine, or a domestic violence assessment, and or all three. I'm going to enter a not guilty plea for you. Usually when you're served with a summons, we give you a OR bond, meaning you can sign your own bond, but you still have to be processed through the sheriff's office, usually at the county jail, but you're released right away. Were you initially arrested at any time on this charge?
No.
Okay, so then you don't have an ORI number or anything like that, so you will have to be processed. I will set a $3,000 OR bond and let you sign your own bond. Your court date will be December the 11th, which is a Monday, 2023. Are you going to be able to hire an attorney to represent you, or do you want me to consider appointing counsel for you?
I can get an attorney.
Okay. So that gives you plenty of time to make an appointment, get an attorney retained, and be ready to go on this charge. Do you have any questions? I'm going to hook you up with one of these officers in a private chat room, where they're going to give you directives in terms of when they want you to show up to sign your bond and get processed. Okay.
Okay.
Do you have any questions?
No, they'll tell me what I need to do, right? I just
Yes.
go
yes,
in. Okay.
Yes. Now you're not living with Clayton Craig, are you currently?
Well, yeah, we're engaged and we bought a house.
Okay. And are you able to look at your court file, Mr. Regier?
Your Honor, I do have this file in front of me.
Okay. So can you tell if there is a tape recorded interview with Mr. Craig, or a written statement, or somehow law enforcement has secured his testimony sufficiently that they could attempt to discredit him or impeach him, as we call it, in the event he changes his testimony?
Your Honor, I'm afraid I'm not privy to that information at this time. My understanding is that this is Mrs. Nora's case. In any event, due to the nature of the alleged offense, the state would be requesting all standard conditions, including no contact with the victim. Additionally, it would appear that in reviewing the affidavit, this incident did occur or at least did someone involve El Dorado Lake. So the state would be requesting no contact with that location. Additionally, the state would be requesting no contact with alcohol, as it would appear that in pursuant to paragraph 3 of the affidavit, the defendant was very intoxicated at the time, it is alleged.
Okay. Other than her intoxication at the lake, allegedly on May 14th, does she have any prior record whatsoever?
Your Honor, my understanding is that this defendant does have prior convictions for a misdemeanor DUI as well as misdemeanor disorderly conduct, if the court considers it relevant.
Okay, the problem I run into is when these cases are older, things have happened in between. And usually the no contact orders are for cooling off periods, a chance for parties to separate, a chance for the prosecutor to put their case together without any influence of any witnesses. And so now you've got two people, good, bad, or indifferent, that are engaged and bought a house together, and I'm going to be kicking her out of the home that she lives in over something that occurred back in May. It does matter to me, though, that you do have a couple of prior convictions, Ms. Rayfield. That kind of concerns me that this is not your first offense. Generally, there is a no contact order that's issued. I don't know if Mr. Craig has any kind of history at all. When did you buy this house?
May 31st.
And you've been living in it together ever since?
Yes.
Do you have any children together or any children in the house?
We have 2, not together, but 2.
Are they yours or his?
They're mine.
Well,
And
I'm
Your
not
Honor,
going, I'm not, yes.
the affidavit does specifically allege that the defendant punched the victim in the face. So the state would be still requesting a no contact order, notwithstanding any alleged goings-ons that may or may not have occurred between now and the time of the incident.
Okay. Well, I think that you need to talk with your victim in this case, and he can file for a protection order and evict her from the house. But I don't think I'm going to order her out of the house with 2 children today. So if he wants to leave, he can. And if he wants to get a PFA to move her out of the house so he can stay there, he can. But for today, I'm just going to get this case scheduled for court. You need to get Ms. Rayfield an attorney right away. And you're not to consume any alcohol whatsoever. And
Okay.
of course, any illegal drugs. You can take your prescription drugs. No illegal drugs, absolutely no alcohol while this case is pending.
Okay.
If I'm not going to order a no contact, I am going to order a no alcohol use while this case is pending.
Mhm.
And just so you know, he can file with court here or in Sedgwick County PFA if he wishes, a protection order that would remove you and the children from the home. If you do drink or you get violent, or again, this is just a charge. You've not been convicted of anything. But if there is something that transpires that warrants him to ask for a protection order, then you're going to be out of the house and probably in jail. Okay?
Okay.
All right. I'm going to ask that you be put in a private room with one of these officers to discuss what you need to do next. Note the contact that I allowed was over the objection of the state.
Thank you, Your Honor.